Hello, D-List. This is going to be something a little different. We're going to try to start uploading 2 videos a week now.
It's kind of awkward. I am not used to seeing you guys on Tuesdays.
But,
Tuesday?
It's not going to be, podcast form. It's going to be like a little bit shorter videos
Cut
for
it
your
up.
pleasure. And it's going to be mainly like just broader questions instead of like a movie review.
We're gonna expand.
Like top 5 Christopher Nolan movies, for example. That's not what we're doing this week, but that's for an example. And, to start this one out, we want to give like a little introduction since we haven't really gotten to do that yet because we've been reviewing movies. So I'll start. And I really got into movies when I was younger. My mom would always take me and my brother to the Dollar Theater and we'd see a bunch of movies. And my mom had a Ford Expedition. Is that right?
Dang.
An old ass one. And it had a TV inside of it.
That's
Huge.
fire.
I would watch
That is huge.
Surf's Up, Cars, and all kinds of animated movies like that.
That's
a
elite.
lot. Chip and Dale, the cartoons.
Fuck with Chip
Yeah,
and Dale.
Chip and Dale on DVD,
That's
baby.
pretty lit.
So I watched a lot of animated stuff growing up. So I was really into movies then, and then I took a little break, a couple years off in between like middle school and high school, and then I got back into it recently a couple years ago when I became friends with Buck, started working with them, and we first movie we watched together was what?
I think it was that Christmas movie with
Oh, yeah.
fucking J.K. Was it J.K. Simmons?
No,
No, it was the
David
guy
Harbour.
from Stranger Things.
It was
yeah.
David Harbour.
And then I thought it was funny, but
Silent
then
Nights?
I got the
Silent
Yeah.
Night. Yeah.
and then I got A-list,
Fucking
and we've been
movie.
watching a bunch of movies since, and now we're here. So
And now we're here.
really enjoy movies, but I have not watched as many films as these guys have. So not as
Who cares, bro? It's the love for movies is real. I was gonna say something I can't remember, but I think this is a good idea too because we all love movies, and I think reviewing the movies is great and it's fun, but it's a little restricted. So I think just doing this and giving us a chance to kind of be a little more free and
show more personality and opinion based.
yeah, I think it's good. And I think it'll be good information to give our whopping massive audience.
41 subs.
But I mean, I love movies too, and just talking about movies is something I enjoy doing with my friends and other people. Been a pretty avid moviegoer, I'd say, for probably the last 5 years, and before that, I mean, I think subconsciously a huge movie fan too, but I just kind of didn't really know. I was in love with playing sports, and I mean, still am, but that was more the forefront of my thoughts and what I wanted to do. And movies were something I didn't really realize I loved, but I still did a lot and watched a lot with my friends. I think it's crazy. I don't know if I said this in the episode, but I think watching Shutter Island kind of changed my opinion on movies. I watched that movie, I was like, damn, this is it's more to it than just watching a fucking a Star Wars movie when I'm 12 and just liking the fucking lightsabers.
The boy,
Yeah.
a little green guy.
So yeah, I mean, movies are dope.
Movies are dope.
This is dope. You guys are dope.
This is dope. Everyone's dope. What for me it was I don't know. I've been watching movies as long as I can remember. I think if I remember right, very first one I ever watched, my dad showed me Jurassic Park.
Wow.
One day in our living room. He just sat me down. It was just me and him, and we just
Gonna learn you something, boy.
sat there. I was maybe like 4 years old. There's me and Pop sitting there watching Jurassic Park, and it was, I don't know, that movie stuck with me ever since. After that, it was a bunch of superhero movies. Spider-Man, OG Sam Raimi Spider-Man 1.
OG.
Hit it with some Fantastic Four after that, Rise of the Silver Surfer,
Bangers.
Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, just keep looping it all with that. I don't know, it's gonna sound goofy. I had movies on all the time. I would literally skip class in middle and high school just to go somewhere and watch a fucking movie.
That's sick.
I would literally I'd in high school I'd take my car, I'd go to the parking lot of some plaza, and I'd just pull up a movie on my phone.
That's so sick.
I'd watch.
I
the
didn't
movie.
know this. You never told me this.
Yeah, no, that's what I do. I don't know.
When
I watched Creed 1, the newer Michael B. Jordan one. in the parking lot before I went and watched Creed 2.
That's sick. Remember when we went to go see Return of the King?
Yeah.
I had never seen I had seen Lord of the Rings when I was like a super jit. Like I was like fucking 5.
Super jit.
And then me and Mike were planning on going to see Return of the King, and I hadn't finished Twin Towers yet, and I literally walked into the theater on my phone, finishing fucking Two Towers, fucking like
I think
trying to finish it.
There's just something about watching a movie on your phone.
It just hits.
It does hit. It's it's not the best way to watch a movie, but there's something about it.
There's
I agree.
a different aspect to it.
That's how I watched Scott Pilgrim for the first time. I watched it on my phone in my room. That's how I watched Ferris Bueller for the first time. I remember I stayed up all night. I was playing fucking Minecraft all night, and then to finish my all-nighter, I pulled up my iPad and I watched Ferris Bueller, and I watched it all the way through. And the next thing I know, it was fucking 6 a.m. and I had to take a shower, eat food, walk to the bus stop, and go to class.
That little hiatus I mentioned, I was just watching TV shows, like Vampire Diaries. Don't hate me, guys. I like Vampire Diaries. Flash, The Arrow.
Dude,
Those shows were peak.
those
they
were peak shows, dude. I
Especially
mean,
Vampire Diaries.
when you said the bit about like having the car with the TV in the back, like my mom had one of those cars too, and we would take it up to like I used to go to a fuck ton of Florida State football games when I was a kid. Like I've been to like countless games. Literally every time we would watch the fucking Office on like
That's fire.
on those little TVs. Like I've watched so many fucking episodes of the fucking Office on those TV shows. It's insane.
You just remind me, this is gonna sound fucking sane and a little bit sad, but we were at a funeral for my uncle when I was younger. My uncle Ken,
Rest in peace, go.
and legend. He
R.I.P.
worked in the movie industry too.
Really?
Movie and shows. Yeah, he worked on The
Simpsons.
Simpsons. He worked on The Simpsons for
Really?
a
I
while.
don't know if
He
you ever
was
told me that. I
crazy
feel like you maybe
thing-
have.
Crazy thing, he was
Yeah.
Matt Groening's
I'm old,
roommate.
bro.
He was Matt Groening's roommate in college, and that's how he got the job on The Simpsons. He worked in soap operas and a couple of movies. But anyway, Uncle Ken died. Rip goat, love that dude.
Pour one out
But
for
it
him,
got
man.
to a point where
Not on my flow.
me,
On the audio interface.
it got to a point where me, two of my uncles, and my two brothers, we didn't want to, like, we couldn't be around the funeral anymore. So we went out to the car, and we all watched the first Transformers movie in the car. And it was just...
Feel good.
It was such a, like, peak good experience. It was so awesome. And it just took us away from, like, that entire, like, the sadness of the funeral. And we were all just sitting there remembering Ken and everything. And it was just...
Seeing Megan Fox on the big screen.
Seeing Megan
That'll
Fox on the
that'll
big
help
screen.
you. That'll help
That
you. That's
was
like that's
definitely-
essentially pouring one out for the
yeah,
OG.
it was part of us remembering Ken.
Poured some
Like,
out, all right. Hey. I'm
Dude.
joking. That's weird.
When I was in high school, we used to like go to the Winter Park Regal, and we would bring like 10 heads, and one person would buy a ticket and walk in and go to the side door, and we would let hella people in every single time. And one time, like we was like ops for real. We did it. I walk in, buy my ticket. I open the door. As soon as I open the door, it was like Regal SWAT pulled up. Like 4 fucking employees come around the corner, chase us, and we fucking dipped, never did it again.
I remember there's a Dollar Theater by the AMC.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
at
that place.
American Top Team, they would take I was in the daycare thing that they would do, like the summer program and stuff, and they would have a movie day where they would take us to the Dollar Theater. It was always
That's
pretty
sick.
cool. I don't remember any of the movies we watched.
That photo shoot we did for Stuntman at the movie theater, that was at the Dollar Theater. We like
Dude,
went in
that
there.
looks pretty sick.
I love
It
that
is
place.
sick.
The layout is kind of weird, though.
It's weird. They still have like an
is.
old like Simpsons arcade game in there that I play every time.
It
I'm
has
in there.
not changed at all.
I love that place.
Yeah.
The layout is weird as hell.
One of my favorite ones, that first Deadpool movie. I was in middle school, and me and a bunch of my friends went to go watch it, and we couldn't get in obviously because we were rated R, and we were like 13, and we ended up FaceTiming my friend Matt's mom, and she was on the phone trying to convince the AMC person that like we could go watch the movie and everything. It got to the point they were on the phone for like 20 minutes on FaceTime, just sitting there arguing back and forth, and the dude just caved, and he just let us get into the movie.
Those are the goats, bro.
Pretty great.
There's this one time where I was hanging out with some of my friends, and we were trying to go see the Halloween movie, but it was rated R, and our friend's mom came with us to buy the tickets for us, but they said they had to accompany you into the movie theater. So like, oh, what are we going to do? And we see this 6'4", big tatted black dude walking with his girlfriend, and his fucking small white mom goes up to her and goes, "Can you bring them inside?" and then they scan his ticket, and then they scan ours, and they're like, "Oh, you guys need an adult," and he's like, "Oh, they're with me." He's like, "Oh, okay," and we got in. It was pretty sick.
Bro, that happened to me when we were at the AMC. Like one time we went to go see a movie.
Oh, yeah, I had
There were
to
like
come
20
down and
kids.
get you.
No, there were like 20 kids. They're like, "Yo, no, that was a different time."
oh.
But they were like 10 kids. They were like, "Yo, can you help us get in?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I walk in and they said like I tried, and then they said some shit like, you have to have a parent or you can only let like 4 kids in, or you have to have a parent or guardian for every kid. And I looked at them. I was like, "I'm gonna fuck with y'all boys." I just walked out. I was like, "Y'all gotta figure it out. I gotta catch my movie." Yeah. But it's cool that we all have sick movie stories that we just thought about right there.
And that's what's more to come with these more broader topics like that.